Does this beanie look stupid? Yeah, it looks stupid. Internet, good morning. My name is Pokemon Trainer Steve, aka Magnitude, and welcome to this series where I talk about some Sun and Moon stuff, and you guys enjoy, and you guys comment below on thoughts on the Sun and Moon stuff that I'm talking about. And of course, I like the video if you enjoy it because those likes give me life. It's like the fountain of youth to me, except as you can tell, it's not working. So you gotta keep liking the video. I know they're not gonna do it to save my life. I know that, but I'm hoping they'll do it because they like me. This video is about Comatose. Nope, not the album that came out in 2006 by Skillet, or a song by Pearl Jam, or the song by PM Dawn, or the song by Depeche Mode, or the song by Arion, or the song by Chimara, or the song by Nina Scott, or the song by Mickey Echo. Guys, get some originality in that world. It is the ability that Komala learns in Pokemon Sun and Moon, and now we're going to talk a little bit about that and a little bit about what makes Komala have the ability Comatose in the first place. So Comatose is the ability where the Pokemon can only be affected by the sleep status. Now, does that mean confusion? We don't really know, because confusion is one of those middling statuses where you can be both poisoned and confused. So I'm going to go on a limb and say, nope, it can still be confused, because confusion seems more of like an effect. It's more like a state rather than a status, because you can combine, sleep, burn, paralysis, or poison with confusion. That leads me to believe that Komala can be confused. But this Pokemon can only be put to sleep. It cannot be paralyzed, which is great. It acts as like it's an electric type coming at him to be immune to those thunder waves. Something also of note, it's not a ground type, which is wonderful, because if it were a ground type, then it would kind of be wasting this status in the realm of thunder wave immunity. Because if it were a ground type, it would already be immune to thunder wave, so its normal type making it, well, immune to thunder wave through its ability, so its ability is a little more effective. So that means if Komala ends up being a fast Pokemon, then its speed will never be cut by a thunder wave. Also, that chance of paralyze is always really annoying, and that kind of comes into play at terrible times during games. Komala can also not be burned, which turns out to be a wonderful perk if Komala ends up being a physical attacker, because it's never going to have its attack dropped due to the burn, and of course it's never going to be taking that chip damage from burn or toxic damage that will add up if it were to be toxic. Of course, we don't really talk about regular poison as an ability, because regular poison, while a part of the status family, is always off sitting by itself at its own little table with a sippy cup at Thanksgiving, you don't like to talk to poison. You got burn, paralysis, toxic, sleep, and they're all at the Thanksgiving table. They're cutting that turkey. Poison really just wants to get some cranberry slices, but unfortunately toxic didn't make it enough for everybody. But he only cares about who's sitting at that main table, because paralysis just announced that it got engaged over the past year, so everyone's super excited for him, so we're all going to toast him. They're going to be drinking their wine, while poison is sitting in the corner drinking apple juice out of a sippy cup. We don't talk about poison that much. Now, going forward, what is this status going to do for Komala competitively? Well, we don't know too much about what Komala does stat-wise, so we can't put really into words or really quantify exactly how good his ability is. What we can do is hope. What we hope is that he will not fall into one of two different categories, which have befell Pokemon before and will certainly affect Pokemon going forward. They are as follows. The Furfrou Syndrome. See, Pokemon exhibit the Furfrou Syndrome when they have a really unique ability, but they're trash. You see, Furfrou, trash. However, it has the ability Fur Coat, which halves physical damage. If Furfrou were any good in the metagame at all, Fur Coat would come in handy on a cornucopia of occasions. However, due to Furfrou's less than stellar move pool and its way less than ideal stat distribution, Furfrou continues to kick the tires in the NU ladder, doomed to be underused, even though it is the only Pokemon that has an admittedly quite cool and unique ability. Now, the second syndrome you do not want this Pokemon to fall into is Trapinch Syndrome. See, Trapinch has Arena Trap, a fantastic ability, and then when it evolves, it loses that fantastic ability. Sure, Flygon gets Levitate, and sure, that's wonderful. But Trapinch, while having 100 base attack as a basic Pokemon, evolves twice into a Pokemon that loses that ability, and a Pokemon that is not used often at all. What a waste of an ability! Now, we don't know if Komala is going to evolve, but if Komala does evolve, we hope it does not lose this ability Comatose. We also hope that it does not evolve into a Pokemon that is much worse than it looks cool. The Flygon looks fantastic, looks amazing. When it came out, everyone wanted to use it, and over time, the stock on Flygon continued to drop, do nothing but hover inches above the ground, crying its dragon tears, saying, use me, use me. I get Earthquake, I get U-turn. I get Outrage. I get Dragon Claw. I get Dragon Dance. But no one used it. Because Flygon's terrible. It's not Trapinch's fault that it evolves into a hot pile of dog shit. And it's not Flygon's fault that it is a hot pile of dog shit. But no matter what, that is what remains. The hot pile of dog shit on your side of the field. And you do not want Komala falling into that same desperate situation. Now, what makes Komala have the ability Comatose in the first place? Well, first of all, it is a koala. Not a koala bear, a koala. Now, I'm not a biologist, but I do have Google, and Google told me koalas are not bears. They're marsupials. So stop disrespecting an entire class of animal. It's not a bear, it's a marsupial. The next time you're on Jeopardy and you go, at the animal kingdom for 200, Alex, you'll be able to answer the koala is in fact a marsupial. Now, koalas are native to the eastern portion of Australia, which is kind of cool that they're taking a Pokemon that is only found on an island and putting it in an island-only region. Now, does that mean they might potentially have each island based off of a different island region in real world? We don't know. One can only speculate, but we do know based on the attire and the actions and the festivals and the culture of that currently exists in Alola, and they're probably based off the Hawaiian Islands. But it is cool they're adding Komala there, exists on just one of those islands. They sleep 20 hours a day! 20 hours a day! And they spend only 15 minutes on social activities. They are possibly the most asocial creatures other than Pokemon fans who are currently watching these videos. No, Mom, I'll be out in a minute. I gotta make this video for these kids that I don't know. Now, according to Komala's bio, in the games, Komala spends its entire time sleeping. But even while sleeping, it can still battle and talk and hunt for food and eat and do all the actions of a normal Pokemon just while asleep. But if you take away its snuggly little wood pillow, and it wakes up in a rage. Don't do that. Don't. It's adorable. Don't you hurt that fucking creature. I'll come after you. You don't believe me? You don't fucking believe me? I'll do it. I'll do it. What I do know is that koalas sleep all the time. Therefore, Komala does all of its activities while asleep. As long as Komala gets some decent stats, I do believe that Komala will be useful in the Alola metagame. As long as, of course, its stats cater to its ability. If it is slow with a high special attack, doesn't matter, because it being paralyzed won't make a difference, and it being burned won't negatively affect its best offensive stat. Based on what we know of koalas, they are mostly lazy creatures, and you don't know what its speed stat's going to be, but we can speculate it's going to be very low on the spectrum. We also don't know if it'll evolve. We hope that if it does, it retains Comatose, because while very situational, it will allow it to switch in on Thunder Waves and Will-O-Wisps with absolutely zero risk. But that has been this video on Comatose, the ability, and Komala as a Pokemon. If you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like, and leave comments below and stuff you want to see me do more of this stuff on. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.